Yo, 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 what is going on? What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to another DLE Fitness live stream show. Whew. Volume right. There we go. We got the volume right. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We finally got a live stream going. Your boy's been out for a little bit, been out of commission for a little bit, but we had to get some things taken care of behind the scenes and some situations that had to get dealt with, and we have got them taken care of. So now we are back on a live stream. And yes, it is Thursday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thursday it is. That means tomorrow is going to be the good old Friday. For those of you who are ready for Friday for this weekend, yeah, we got a good stream lined up for you today, man. It's been a minute. We almost made it. I've been almost out of live streams for dang near 2 weeks, which is not good, which is unacceptable. Where's my sound? That's unacceptable. I should never let that happen, but we had some things to go down. Your boy had some situations I had to take care of, but we are good. We are back. We are back on it. We're going to stay on top of it, and we're going to keep it moving and grooving like we always do. Let me make sure I can get my mic right before I have an issue over here. Hold on. Let's fix that. There we go. But anyway, on today's show, man, we're going to have a quick, short show for you today because I do got some stuff to do. We started kind of late, but we are going to get a stream in at least to get something going for you. And today we're going to go over a few topics. We're going to go over fitness. There's a AI-powered gym that has popped up and I've came across. So I want to take a look in the fitness realm to see what's going on with this AI-powered gym. Be honest with you, that don't really make too much sense to me. I don't understand how AI-powered gym actually works, but we're going to see. We're going to find out if it's worth, the gains that you could potentially get. We're going to see if the AI-powered gym is worth the future that it's going into, or are we just going to be better sticking out with the old, old school iron weights and, the old style, the old style of metal rusting and all that good stuff. So we're going to see. We are going to see. So we're going to see how that goes. But before we go any further, man, I got to let you know we're simultaneously streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. If you are on YouTube, do me a favor. When you see that like button come up, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to contribute to today's show, there's that Cash App and a Venmo right there. Cash App Daniel2888. Venmo Danny-Daniel-00. Yes. Yes. And for those of you who might be going through a bad day or a bad week, let Mr. Child speak to you.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
So as long as you didn't get unalive, you are still here. Be grateful. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and dive into it. However, for the economy portion of the show, we're going to check out China. China got some stuff going on. China got, they got employment, they got bankruptcy, they got debt, all for the youth. The youth is going through some craziness in China. I don't know how 100% true it is, but I came across a video that's going to kind of give us a telltale sign and see what's going on. Hopefully they doing okay, because, China might be having some issues, but America got problems too. And Europe having issues as well. And I guess I could just name all the other continents as well, because it seems like we all are going through some kind of hardship right now. So... but we're going to take a look at China. We're going to look at China, see how China's doing, see if they're okay, see if there's any issues, see what's really going on. Because, man, it's not looking too shabby. And if China having a hard time, we having a hard time, and we're supposed to be beefing with China, but we both having a hard time, then who the hell really losing? Ask yourself that question. Like, who really losing? That's the question that I want to know. I want to know the $1 million question. Who's really losing? Is it the countries, or is it the people in the countries? Because the higher ups ain't really feeling no heat. But I digress. Anyway, then on the last portion of the show, which is going to be AI, we're going to look into Tesla semi-trucks. That's right. You heard it here first. Tesla semi-trucks. Now, as we know, Tesla's already has the Tesla cars. They got the Tesla Cybertruck. And now we're going to see Tesla semi-trucks. Now, me thinking the way I think, and you probably already thinking about this too. Does it drive with no driver, or is there an actual person driving it? Well, we're going to take a look into it, and I think within the video, from what I've seen, starting out, of course, I believe that the driver is going to be an actual driver. It's going to be a human driving it. But as time progresses and time goes on, and they get this industry on lock, I'm thinking, you probably thinking the same thing. I'm thinking they going to go ahead and make everything automated, get rid of employees, and let these trucks drive themselves. So pretty soon, truckers, I hate to say it, but y'all going to be obsolete. That's just my humble opinion. I think that's the way the world is going as far as this situation goes. But once Elon gets his hand on something, especially the trucking industry, that's transportation, that's big money, big business. And what better way to control the ROI on the trucking industry by removing humans and just letting these trucks drive themselves automated, you know what I mean? And then if an automated truck hit an automated truck, nobody loses their life, but you know, you lose goods and stuff in the process. But then at the end of the day, that just hurts the people that it's trying to get shipped to. So then therefore, you know, nobody really takes a hit. Just, you know, people got to starve a little bit longer, not really, you know, reap the benefits of whatever goods they have. And so they might just have to up the price. But with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and dive into this segment of the show. So we're going to drop right there to 50. I got the fitness banner on the screen. We're good. And we're going to go ahead and get our red-headed, sexy Latina to go ahead and slide us into the... Where is it at? I can't even find my thing anymore. It's been so long. I feel bad. Here we go.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
All right. She might be a little bit too much for me, but I tell you what, she can still get it. Yes. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this first video. So we have a buddy here who's trying out the world's first AI-powered gym. I don't know what to expect from this. I don't even know what an AI-powered gym would even like remotely be. That doesn't even make any sense, but we're going to see. I mean, it's, you know, we're going to find out at some point. And why not find out right now today on DLA Fitness live stream show? So with that being said, we're going to slide on over to, where is he? Buddy on the screen. Change the banner real quick. And we're going to go ahead and let him talk and let him run his mouth for a little bit and see exactly what's going on with this AI powered gym. Now, I might disappear for a brief moment because I surely have to take a leak, but I'm going to try to hold it in as long as I can because this show won't be long today, but we going to get as much as we can going in. So let's go ahead and dive right in and let gentlemen talk about trying the world's first AI powered gym. And this is from Justin Kinu. All right. Shout out to him for use. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Here we go.
Get your bio assessment first, set your goals, and it'll figure out how far you are from them.
This is our assessment center. This is basically where you're gonna get your full-blown assessment. And then this is where you'll get bio-aged. So we know your true age, and then it'll give you your bio-age and what you think you are biologically. So, is this correct? All right, we're gonna have you step back on the mat. There you go.
No, that's not right.
Normally, you know, 5'6", 6 foot.
This machine is going to be testing your strength, flexibility, metabolism, and your cardio. And it combines all that information and tells you what your combined bio age is. This is not a DEXA scan, something that's super accurate, but it is pretty accurate. To give you kind of a ballpark estimate, I'm guessing my body fat percentage is between 30 to 40%. I would actually say closer to 40%. I'm not in my best shape right now.
Real quick, let me brag for a minute since he's over here talking about body shape, bruh. Do I have the paper on me? Oh, we gonna look at this paper real quick. Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and just let me snag this paper out real quick. I gotta do some bragging real quick. Because he's talking about body fat percentage or whatever it's called, or whatever body fat or whatever. Where is this thing at? Body fat mass. Is that what he said?
Now, it's 40%, a ballpark estimate. I'm guessing my body fat percentage is between 30 to 40%. I would actually say closer to 40%. I'm not in my best shape right now.
All right, so we're about to hear what he says, and then I'm gonna give you mine. Pause.
33.7.
And my cardio, I already know my best shape right now.
33.7.
All right, he's at 33.7. I just did mine recently, and mine is, are you ready? Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Do I have a drum roll? Hell no, don't. 19.1. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right. You heard it. 19.1 your boy has. And also, let me read the other part off. Percentage body fat. Drum roll, please. 9%. Yes, sir. Single digits. Oh Boy, yes, your boy is in the single digits when it comes to percentage on body fat. You know, I mean, just give me one of these right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that was like, what, a few days ago to last week? Don't want to have no feedback. A few days ago to last week. So that's fairly recent. But with that being said, let's let him continue because I have to brag on that.
And my cardio, I already know. My cardio is terrible.
Yes. You ready to see it?
Yeah.
All right. Don't stress.
I'm 56 years old.
All right, I knew I wasn't in the best shape, but I didn't think I was in terrible.
I mean, you're looking at your arms, bruh. Most people will raise up their shirts. So if you gotta look at your arms, as opposed to like raising up your shirt, that should tell you that you're ashamed of something. But we gonna keep it moving.
Terrible shape because, you know, I have been lifting, but my diet and my cardio has been terrible. According to this, I'm in pretty bad shape. Definitely want to get my body fat percentage down.
Your muscle mass is great though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Not good. I was just good. You're excellent.
Visceral fat 13. You need to work on that one. Bring that down. Lean mass is good. When you work out, do you focus on your arms?
All right, so right here we got, so he has his right arm lean mass, left arm torso lean. Okay, I didn't have torso lean mass. All right. You know what? Let me compare mine to his. Pause. Let's just do some comparison because it's right here on the screen. I got mine right here. So let's see. Do I got left arm or right arm and all that crap, or is this just? Okay, cool. I got mine. We're gonna compare mine to his. His right arm is 8.1. Mine is 11.46. His left. Oh, they don't have his other arm. Do they got it?
Visceral fat 13.
Let's see, percentage.
Need to work on that one. Bring that down. Lean mass.
Okay, so right arm, his is 8.1. Right arm lean mass. Mine is 11.4, I believe, if I'm reading the same thing. Left leg lean mass. His is 19.3. Mine is 28.3. His right leg is 19.3. My right leg is 28.4. So like 0.3 of a difference between the two.
It's good. When you work out, do you focus on your
torso lean mass? I don't think I have a torso lean mass. I would assume that would be body fat mass. That's what I'm going to assume it is. Because yes, I am judging, or I am comparing myself to him. But we're going to see what that is.
Your arms a lot, your upper body?
Yeah, I don't do too much like that.
Yeah, you can tell.
You're like when. Oh, you don't have to say it like that.
This might bring it down depending on how flexible you are.
Oh, because it's gonna get worse. I'm gonna be 7 years old.
And then we did a couple more workouts to get the final bio age.
It's a good motivator though to like just see where you're at, and it calls you out.
All right, so here we go. Strength 33.
Yep.
Okay. So we got some work to do. Cardio 67.
Oh my.
All right, so it gives him components to say how old he is. He's 26, but everything on here says he's older than that. I didn't have nothing like this. Mine wasn't this like advanced or whatever, since he's at an first ever AI powered gym. Mine just had, mine was the old school version.
Yeah.
But let's see where you're strongest.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is.
Probably.
I was gonna say that.
Whoops, I didn't even hit that button. Probably, god dang it, get that off. He probably might be strongest on like his right hand, if you know what I mean, man. You know what I'm saying? He might have that right hand power, you know what I mean? But who knows? We'll find out here in a second. But so far, AI powered gym. I just wonder if I guess because of this thing that we see right here, the technology is gonna be a little bit more advanced when they're doing like a body analysis or whatnot. I'm just assuming, I'm not sure. So this is what it looks like here, but he's 26, but his upper body is 37, lower body is 30. So I mean, that's what they have right here, but pretty interesting to see. But let's continue this video and keep going. So here we go.
Upper body, you're 37, lower body, 30 years old. It even goes into, and it tells you here. So the more we build on the different machines, your bio age will actually come down as well. So we only aged your strength off of 4 different machines. And if you feel like you're kind of killing it easily, just do another strength test on the machine you feel like you're doing really well on.
You could always
and
update
it'll
it.
automatically update your weight.
And then when it comes to the other assessments, you could always recalibrate it and just redo it.
You can reassess whenever you want.
I gotta start stretching.
Yeah. There you go.
34.
My cardio's 49.
What's up, man? How you doing? Sorry, I had my head down doing something. I'm kind of multitasking. Plus, I got to go drain the main vein here in a second. My apologies. I hear you. I'm doing good. Yes, I stream daily. I've been out for a minute, almost like a week and a half, but we're back on it. We'll be doing this little short stream I got going on today. We're in the fitness segment. Then we're going to jump over into the other segments of the show, and tomorrow we'll continue streaming. But for now, yes, I do stream daily.
So if you add your Apple Watch in your app, it'll track your resting heart rate and bounce out your cardio as well to make sure that you are all in sync.
So you could build it up just at home?
Yep.
So you go to your profile, then you hit connected apps, and then you can connect. So you can connect to Apple Health up here, and then if you use anything else like a Fitbit, I use a Garmin, so my Garmin's connected. If you use Strava, it's there as well.
I gotta get on my, gotta start paying attention to my health. What's your actual age and your bio age?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm 24, but 34. I gotta retake the cardio. They asked me a question, so I stopped.
I started at 45. So let's see.
What's your actual age?
I'm 25.
37. Sarah, where were you at?
I got 21 at cardio and flexibility, so I'm proud of that. And I'm 28, but it says that I'm...
Ooh, she 28, but got the flexibility of a 21-year-old. Hold up. Oh my God. Wow. I'm talking about.
Stand by. I am 23.
23. What's your actual age and your bio age?
I'm 29, but my bio age is 31. I'll take it.
Hey,
better than mine.
I'll take
That's
it.
good. That's what they're categorizing and they're including your intellect.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're like, he's just so smart. We got to add some ages up there.
Yeah, I thought there was an IQ test there.
Yeah.
But that's not the only thing that really pushes you. This gym gamifies your workouts. You can set up these visuals on the screens of any machine that you're working out on to help you with your pacing and your form. Although there's no free weights, cables, or anything like that, these electronic machines.
All right, so far, all we've seen was like the bio thing. I'm not really too convinced as to what's so AI about the gym, but we still got a little more to go. But let's see what's going on. So far, they just did like a body analysis and they're trying to tell them their age, trying to convince them, oh, your body condition is at this age and should be that, whatever. I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't believe that at all. I wouldn't believe that at all.
Are tough.
So the equipment here doesn't actually use weights, right?
Yeah, it uses electrified weight.
Electrified weight. So it's like.
Buddy, he does not touch a weight at all. Bruh. He's working at the gym. Buddy don't touch weights. Bruh. Come on, bruh. Go ahead and get on the juice. I give you a free pass. Bruh. Hit the roids. I give you a free pass.
Like kind of similar to resistant, like cables, or?
Yeah, it has a similar resistance profile to cables where, unlike free weights, where the amount of weight you actually feel changes depending on where you are in the range of motion. This keeps that weight constant throughout your range of motion. So it's a lot more like cables resistance.
Cheating. You need to feel the actual weight. Pause. You don't need to be getting help from a cable or whatever. I mean, yeah, use cables if you need to, but every single one, there ain't nothing that's like free weight and nothing that's like, authentic. Well, it is an AI powered gym, so I guess it's modern, which modern usually means fatter or unhealthy. So I guess it fits.
The profile.
And does it like adjust based on like how much like pull or push you put in?
So that there's a style called adaptive training, and that adjusts based on your fatigue level. So some of them will remain constant throughout. So like regular, negative, even like explosive, the weight will remain constant. But with adaptive training, it adjusts based on how tired you are. So that some of the settings do know that.
So it could be like a drop set?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this gym has been so fun because it gamifies the workouts. You can compete against other people and anybody within the gym. There's a ranking system based on points. There's competitions based on the amount of weight that you've lifted. And so...
All right, I'm not gonna lie, this literally sounds like Black Mirror, 15 Million Merits. You seen that episode? That episode where they basically had everybody run on a treadmill who was like middle class, and then anybody that's obese, they were like cleaning and working as janitors, and then the elites were just so stupid, dumb, rich, they could do whatever they want. Bruh. That's what we look like we're looking at here. They're like, oh, this is so cool, but at the end of the day, it's like, are you taking your fitness seriously, or are you letting this AI kind of turn you into a little marshmallow? But I digress. Let's continue.
Oh, it is a motivator to get strong.
Connor wants to do a little competition to see who's the strongest.
So because you've already done this machine before, you won't need a strength test on it. So we can start you here. You hit game day. So basically how game day works is it's going to start at 35% of your max strength. And then it's going to keep upping the weight by 10 pounds as you go.
You sound like these gentlemen don't. You know what? Out of all that thing that they gave us, they showed us all of their, the body analysis, the arms, the leg, the mass, the body fat mass, the BMI, all that stuff. But they didn't. If it's AI and it's so advanced, wouldn't you think it would show you like your testosterone levels or your estrogen levels, male or female? That's what I would think it would do. I would say it might as well try to figure that part out. Although I know that does require blood work, so that's kind of taking it too far. But yeah, whatever.
And the goal is to get as much volume as possible. So
that superset. There you go.
So we didn't put it together this time.
That's all I got.
So you are second place in the leaderboard.
Woo!
There it is. I think I passed Connor.
So basically just turns working out into a game. That's what I'm getting from this. Like working out is just basically a game. You got a screen and you're competing with the screen like a video game. You're interacting with everything like a game. I don't feel like this is a good idea. I'm not feeling this. This it's just like playing a video game. It's not really like authentic. It's not legit. It's not, like real in my eyes. I don't understand this. I mean, I understand what they're doing, and they're just like low key, like making everybody fatter. And you minimize your strength training to a game, and you don't take it seriously. So that's what they're doing. I see it from a mile away.
You gonna take that, Connor?
Don't make me hop back on the machine. I listen. I'll find the strength. He's about to make me hop back.
All right, and he beat his own. One more to beat Justin.
Hey, I actually had a second video we was gonna watch, and it had this guy. And you know what? Let's just jump to it. See, look, here's the second video. That's him. That is him. Look, both these fools are in the same, are two different videos.
He's about to make me hop back.
That is him. See, that is him. I was going to show his video from his perspective of the same gym. He did the same thing. You know what? We're just going to jump straight to his and get to the point where his is. So let's go ahead and check out the other guy since they intertwine. I didn't know that. It's pretty interesting. Let's check out what his goal is and let's see what he got going on. Same thing. They're at the same gym. I just didn't know that their videos connected or intertwined with each other. But let's check this out.
I mean, I want abs, so like.
Nice.
I go what? 5 days? 4 to 5 days. I would say 4 because one day is basketball.
There you go.
Yup.
And then just you want to exclude any muscles from training.
This is concerned. I'm 5'8". Yes. Yeah, bro, I thought I was 5'7". We are moving up in the world. You know what, machine? We're good. We are so good. Oh my, beautiful. I thought, listen, I've been cheating myself.
Measure your weight. Do not move.
Okay, so we'll...
Tell me about myself. I need to know. So this is Fred Fitness. This is the first ever AI-powered gym, and it's located in Santa Monica.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this gym. I'm thinking that these gyms are just going to keep people fat. They're not going to help anybody out. I just don't see it. Like, I just don't see it. It's making the workout easier, and it's not really pushing nobody to any substantial limits to, break down the muscle, let them regrow and tear them and become stronger. So I think this is just going to keep people fat and lazy and not gain any strength, or you might lose like 5 or 10 pounds or something if you hit, nailing your diet. But other than that, I just don't see it. If you don't know how to work out already, and then you go to an AI powered gym where it makes working out easier, how the hell are you gonna grow from a workout that makes it easier as you go along? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But moving into the modern world with fitness and things like that, if you already understand how to work out, you'll probably have a better chance at, staying fit and looking a certain way. But as opposed to the people who don't know how to work out and they stepping into the modern world with AI powered gyms, if this is the way that it's going, people are screwed, because you're just going to walk around here extremely fat and obese and never getting back into shape, or in shape period, because of the fact that these machines they're like counterproductive. And if you don't know how to like train till failure or push yourself through, then you're never really gonna see that physique that you're probably trying to attain. You know what I mean? Like if you looked at wrestlers back in the day, not today. Wrestlers today are a joke the way they look. The physiques for wrestlers today are a freaking joke. But if you look at wrestlers back in like 90s, 80s and 90s, their physiques were amazing. And that's not what it's pushing towards anymore. This AI powered gym is not pushing towards that look, that build, for men at least. Maybe for women, they still gonna have, big breasts and booties and thick thighs, because, the hedonism is through the roof and they can make a lot of money off of them. They just like slutting them all out, and they're doing it by free will. But the men, on the other hand, you keep them docile and fat and flabby, and basically like make their physique not as attainable as the woman, but yet they could still, waste money on women as far as like, internet monetization goes. Then you kind of had this perpetual cycle of like never getting out of the rut. And plus your testosterone levels is your driving force. And if you can keep that moderately low, then you're never going to push yourself and never going to see anything greater than what you could be, because it just doesn't look like these AI powered gyms are the way so far, in my opinion. But let's keep going.
Their AI tech measures your body metrics, which help create a workout plan for you based on your fitness goals. Everything in there is super easy to use, super fun, and will definitely help you get in shape.
You see what he said? Super easy to use, super fun. Like, workout is not super easy and it ain't super fun. That's the thing. Like, if you're working out and it's super easy and super fun, yeah, you'll have days where you're pumped up and you feel good. But to be super easy and super fun, that ain't a workout. That's just that's just you moving your body and not really pushing it to its limits. So I'm not feeling the AI powered gym. I think it's too much. Maybe like a cardio day or something. Maybe like a cardio that it would be good for, but not for anything else.
I recommend Fred Fitness because their AI tech takes out a lot of the guessworks and make your workouts so much easier and highly enjoyable. I would 100% recommend checking out Fred Fitness for the best workout experience.
Bruh.
It's not. I need this rock. Please.
Nah, this ain't it. This just ain't it. I'm not feeling this whatsoever. This is too much of like a video game, man. I don't think AI powered gyms are a good idea. I don't feel it. Nah. AI powered gyms are not gonna get you to where you need to be. You gotta keep it old school. these gyms, I mean, if you're having a hard time lifting the weight, it's gonna be its own spotter, so it's gonna help get the curl the weight for you. Nah, that ain't it. And everything is a game. You're standing at the screen trying to, hit this mark because it's a game that you're playing. I don't see this as being anything positive whatsoever in the future. It might be a hell of a business idea to get people in the gym to, and make money. But as far as like actually being beneficial to someone, I don't see it. I don't see it. Nope. This ain't helping nothing. AI powered gyms, at least with this one, this one ain't doing it. I don't think this is gonna help anybody at all. I mean, it may help people that's not trying to push themselves, you know what I mean? Moderate, lose 5, 10, 20 pounds if you include your diet in there or something like that. But you're not going too far past that. It's just not going to happen. That's not the way to do it. You got to actually like put some pain, like no pain, no gain. You got to like struggle and strive for it. And the weight got to be, you know what I mean? There's a whole different element to it that you must incorporate in order to achieve desired results that you want to get to. So, I mean, as far as the modern world goes, it's a good fit for the modern world and how things are going, keeping people, fat, obese, or docile or lazy. It's not going to push them to any limits. Anytime they get close to a limit to push, it'll lighten up the weight. It's a whole different ball game. And plus, it's you and the machine. You know what I mean? There's no more interacting with your buddy, somebody spotting you. Nobody's going to spot you on a bench or on a squat. The machine does it all for you. So it kind of takes away from the gym culture of having people around you and stuff like that and feeding off of other people's energy and things like that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. You know what? Where's my thing? I mean, this is what I think about the AI powered gym in the future.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers,
You know what I mean? That's just kind of what it is. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like the Planet Fitness of gyms. You know what I mean? Like Planet Fitness is like a $5 or $10 membership, and they feed people like pizza once a week and donuts in the morning if you come to the gym. So it's basically perpetuated to keep the non-serious gym worker. It's to keep them coming back, which is a good business model and a great business idea. So I don't know what the business model is for the AI powered gyms. Maybe I'll looking at that, find the mission statement just to see what it's about, and maybe get a better understanding as to who their demographic is and who they're actually trying to get to bring into the gym. And if it's a lot of people, then hey, more power to them. They're gonna make it. But as far as advancing yourself in life, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. It's not. It's gonna take a lot more than that. It is. But anyway, I digress. We're gonna go ahead and dip out of the fitness portion of the show. That's all I have for the fitness portion of the show. We're gonna jump in over to the next segment of the show, which is gonna be economy. So, like I said, short, sweet, straight to the point, because we ain't got much time. We're going into the economy portion of the show, but before we do, let me go ahead and get my sexy future AI robot on the screen to give us an intro.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, just like Subservient, bro. When I get my first AI robot, she gonna look like that. Yes, sir. She gonna be really dumb. My AI robot's not gonna know anything except womanly duty and house chores. That's all she's gonna know. That's it. Nothing else. We ain't updating. None of that. We gonna keep her plain Jane. That's it. We gonna keep it very simple. This is all you know. This is all you do. This is why you here. For me and only me, and to do these tasks you're supposed to do. And if we get to that subservient level where I gotta like do my robot like Megan Fox, then hey, guess what we finna do? Guess what we finna do? You know what I mean? We're finna get it in. That's what we gonna do. But anyway, switching out the banner, going to the economy portion of the show. So we're gonna take a look at China. China is facing, how do I say this? Unemployment, bankruptcy, debt, but for the youth, for the younger demographic. And when you have a younger demographic going through a very stressful time, especially like out of like school time, like out of like 20, 25, hell, maybe even 30, that's pushing it. Having a hard time finding any kind of work with good education, or if any education, whatever the case may be, and then having a whole country deal with that, because even the U.S. right now, we're dealing with that situation with people going to college and then coming out with like freaking masters and bachelors and masters and maybe even maybe not doctorates, but bachelors and masters, and not having no job at all, and not able to get a job. And then whenever they do get a job, they're severely overqualified. So we're at that point right now. And we're going to take a look at China and see what's going on with China and how they are at that point in life right now, and seeing how they're tipping the scale and how things are faring in China right now. So we got this one up on the screen. Let me see right here. Bam. We got that up on the screen. Hey, yo, what is she doing, yo? I know y'all think I got the wrong screen up, but I don't. This is how the video starts. Look like she's having one of these moments right here. Where is it at? Look at her. It's her. Yes, sir. She's getting it in. Oh, man. Yeah, she having a good time. Oh, snap. Let me make sure I don't hit play on the wrong video, y'all. If I hit play on the wrong video, YouTube will get me.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Summer 2025, China's young generation on the brink. The summer heat isn't the only thing suffocating China in 2025. Across the nation, millions of young people are staring at an unforgiving truth. No jobs, no savings, and debt so deep they may never climb out. Once successful business owners and workers now wander the streets with nowhere to go. Bankruptcies and mass layoffs have stripped them of homes, savings, and dignity. Under bridges, on station benches, and along cold sidewalks, the homeless population grows each night. Cardboard boxes and worn blankets replace beds. The sound of traffic becomes their lullaby. In the world's second-largest economy, survival for many now means simply finding a place to sleep. What began as scattered whispers in Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen has now erupted into a full-blown national crisis. Fresh graduates and young workers are drowning in loans, housing, education, credit cards, even peer-to-peer lending traps. Officially, youth unemployment sits at 20%. In reality, analysts believe it's closer to 35% to 46%.
Wow, that is a huge difference in between what each other thinks. So one thinks it's this, the other thinks it's that. That's crazy. But ironically, going over what they just said, it seems like China's having the same problem that we having over here. You know, nobody's able to get a job with the education, and yeah, nobody's able to work or whatnot, and it seems like everybody's having a hard time. And China's problems are very similar to ours. Everything they name, problems that they have in China, we got those problems too. And we're seeing this as a global phenomenon going on all over the world. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to quit anytime soon. That's why I say put your head down, grind it out 5-10 years, and just keep your head down and keep pushing until everything, you know, like dampens up a little bit. But in the meantime, you're going to have to, you know, roll up the sleeves, get the knees dirty, pause, and make something happen. But China right now is facing a crazy situation. This right here, to me, I could be wrong, but this looks like a job market. And I've had somebody explain to me about a job market, how and whenever they went to a job market, the job market wasn't looking for entry-level people. It was looking for people that was already like 5 to 10 years experience in something. So these job markets are even, you know, soul crushing, because you think they're there to help you get a job, but they're looking for the best of the best, which you got to have experience to go into what they're trying to get you into. So even then, it's just like, why am I even here? But let's let them continue.
With property prices collapsing and frustration boiling over, the sense that China is approaching a breaking point is impossible to ignore. This isn't just another statistic for the evening news. This is a ticking social time bomb. And when it explodes, the shockwaves could spread far beyond China's borders. By mid-2025, China's personal debt crisis has reached staggering proportions. According to local financial outlets and research firms like Nylon, nearly 900 million people now carry personal debt.
900 million carry personal debt. I gotta figure out this feedback keep happening. They said China's borders may feel it. Well, I had to grab a map and see what China's borders are, and I see right here we got Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Taj, Nepal, Bhutan, and Pakistan. So those are the and Mayan and Laos. So those are the neighboring countries that are like touching China. So those are the surrounding countries, just in case you didn't know.
And 400 million are already in serious repayment trouble. These debts pile up from every direction: mortgages, car loans, maxed out credit cards, consumer finance schemes, and a decade-long boom in peer-to-peer lending. But the real problem isn't just the amount owed, it's that escape routes no longer exist. Interest rates are climbing again, just as household incomes flatline or decline. The real estate crash has trapped countless homeowners, still chained to massive mortgages for properties now worth a fraction of their purchase price.
Now, you notice she said that there is really no escaping this. There is no way of getting out of it. There's no way of ducking or dodging this. Same thing that's happening over here in the U.S. We're at a point now where we're like, there's no really ducking or dodging what's going on. Interest rates are, well, I think the interest rates just got cut this last time they went in. I think they cut the interest rates last time. But prices, everything is still going up. The tariffs are making things go up over here. And we're having the same thing because they got tariffs over there too that they're dealing with. So they're imposing tariffs and we're imposing tariffs on them. At the end of the day, the people are the ones who feeling the brunt of that feeling. See, you know what I mean? They're feeling the brunt of it. They're feeling the most pain. So with everything going up, as far as, rent and groceries and insurance and everything going up, I mean, and then your schooling that you went to school for is completely, like obsolete. It's just pointless. It doesn't do you any good. Then you have everybody at a stalemate right now trying to figure out what's doing and what's wrong. And it's a hell of a catastrophe and a problem that will not go away because we will have to go through it. That's the thing. We're gonna have to see it through and go through it together and figure out how this is gonna happen and what's gonna happen and how this is gonna work, because this is gonna be a very bad situation because it's not just a U.S. problem. We're seeing China's got the same similar problem as well, and we're gonna see how this is gonna affect things on a bigger level. But let's continue.
And unlike in some countries, where bankruptcy laws offer a fresh start, China's legal system leaves almost no room for individuals to wipe the slate clean. Every missed payment leaves a scar on one's credit record, poisoning job prospects, rental applications, even access to basic financial services. Many resort to take.
Did you hear that? If you don't know, China has a social credit score. I don't think they have UBI. They don't have UBI, but they do have the social credit score to where everything is tied into the system already. So hearing them say that, if your money ain't right, if your credit is bad, that it's going to hinder all of those situations around you on what she named, that's practically here in the United States as well. Hasn't been rolled out yet, but I mean, it's been tested and it's already here. It's already here. It's already happening. So what you hear about them, what's going on, you think it sucks for them, well, it's going to suck for us too, but just keep that in mind.
Making new loans just to cover old ones. But with housing prices sinking and job creation slowing, this dangerous juggling act is collapsing. For a growing number of families, over half their monthly income now disappears into debt payments, and the principal barely shrinks. It's a relentless treadmill with no finish line, and more people are realizing they may never get off.
Now, right now, this is how the student loan people feel right now. That's how they feel. They feel like, the interest is so bearing and so high that they're never, ever going to get out of it, which I hate to say. I don't think they are either, unless they're going to sell some tail. That's how I see it. You're going to basically deal with the situation. But how are you going to deal with it with the job market being what it is? And the only, and I hate to say best way, but the only way to deal with it if you're having issues or competitions with your job, I mean, from a female perspective, a lot of women are going to sell themselves. Then a lot of men, what are men can do? What is it that men can do to stay afloat if jobs and work is taken from them? You only got one choice: entrepreneurship. Create your own lane. Be your own boss. That's the only way, because jobs are just going left and right, going. And we're going to see that in the AI portion of the show with these Tesla semi trucks. But for right now, we're at the economy portion of the show. China's already dealing with it. They're already going through it. Usually what happens if that's happening over there, it's only a matter of time for that same situation and scenario happens over here, because it's almost like there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this pans out. And it depends on what school district you go to and stuff like that. But we'll see if this pans out and how this works out. But we're almost done with this video. Let's continue. Oh, crap.
Cut out. And for generate get off. It's the summer of 2025, and for millions of young Chinese, life feels like a movie with the ending cut out. The plot stops here. No career, no savings, no clear way forward. Official numbers claim unemployment among 16 to 24-year-olds hovers at around 20%, already far above the national average. But behind the curtain, analysts
All right, I'm gonna let this video roll. I gotta drain the main vein. I'm gonna do this really fast, but I'll be right back. But I'm gonna let the video keep rolling. Here we go.
Whisper a darker truth. The real figure may be 35% to 46%, once you count those who've stopped looking for work or scrape by in informal gigs invisible to government data. Each year, a fresh wave of graduates pours out of universities, armed with degrees, ambition, and dreams sold to them since childhood. But the landing is brutal. Instead of climbing the corporate ladder, they're pedaling through crowded streets delivering takeout, streaming on e-commerce platforms for hours on end, or selling fruit from makeshift stalls. Some broadcast online until midnight, fighting for every viewer, earning just enough to keep a roof overhead. Others jump between short-term jobs, a warehouse today, a coffee cart tomorrow, in a restless shuffle to survive. This is more than a paycheck crisis. It's the collapse of an unspoken promise that hard work and education would lead to a stable life. In a recent online poll, over half of this year's graduates confess they feel lost, stuck, or ready to lie flat. The slogan of a generation quietly stepping back from the race they were told to run. When success turns to ruin. Behind the headlines are lives torn apart. In the southern city of Guangzhou, a man once famous for his chain of 7 busy restaurants now owes 16 million yuan. Once a proud employer of dozens, he now spends his days delivering meals and scrubbing plates just to make interest payments. A once celebrated tech founder, hailed for building a startup from scratch, is buried under 3 million yuan in debt after investors pulled out and sales collapsed. Friends say he's vanished from social media. In one rare conversation, he admitted he'd thought about ending his life, not because of hunger, but because of the endless humiliation from debt collectors. And in a second-tier city, a couple who once made millions every month selling construction materials saw their empire vanish overnight when property projects froze. Their car, their home, their savings, gone. Today he picks up day labor shifts. She cleans other people's apartments. The debt they carry? Hundreds of millions. These are not rare tragedies. Across China, people who once stood at the top of their fields now live like shadows, avoiding friends and public places to escape questions about the past. The fall is steep and the landing is hard, not just on bank accounts, but on the mind. In a culture where worth is measured by success, there's no map for how to come back from zero.
Okay, here I am. Can you see me? No? There I am. Sorry, I had to drain the main vein. So I was like listening at the same time, trying to hear what they were saying, and I was hearing some of the stuff that they were talking about, and it seems like they're going through the same thing that we're going through, literally verbatim. I mean, they're dealing with like trying to make ends meet. They said a lot of people are doing streams for an extended amount of hours, just trying to, get as many viewers or get as much money as they can out of streaming. You got people doing delivery driving services like DoorDash, but like something like DoorDash or Uber or whatever the stuff is. And they're having a hard time, making ends meet, and it's crushing their spirit, it's crushing their soul, and it's taking a toll on their mental health, which we're dealing with that same problem over here on this side of the world, but yet we're being told that China and US are fighting. But when you look at the people, what the people are dealing with, the same crisis. But, there's a war against the countries, but the people are still having the same internal conflict, which is crazy if you really look at it. We got tariffs on China, China got tariffs on us. But when you look at it as a people situation, how people are doing, everything that they just described is the exact same situation that we're dealing with over here in the U.S. We're dealing with it, you know what I mean? And eventually, in due time, with delivery driving services or delivery driving jobs or whatever you want to call them, those are going to go away by the wayside as soon as the EVs come out and they start peddling EV cars. So now there's going to be another sector of jobs is going to be taken away, which that's just right around the corner. That's not far at all. So it's crazy when you look at it. how it's being dressed up and how it's being perceived, but the reality of it is, at the end of the day, they're describing the United States existence and what people are going through in the US over in China. It's the same thing. And what's being crushed right now inside of everyone is their purpose. You know, they're being forced into survival mode, and everybody's purpose is starting to become crushed. They're not knowing what to do and how to maintain in this situation, because, you know, if you got family or kids and stuff like that, and you're not able to make ends meet, and then, you know, kids are living with the parents longer, which then they're burning through their parents' retirement. And then and then the way Social Security works, if you think about this, if there's not enough young people working, and the way Social Security works, let me explain that to you. A lot of people think that, you know, when you work till you retire or whatever, they think that you get like a Social Security check, and how it works is they think that you've accumulated all this money into this magic pot that you accumulated. It don't work like that. The way it works is, however many young people are working, the young people's Social Security is paying for the retired people's Social Security. When there's not enough young people working, then the older people retired Social Security is going to go away. It's going to disappear, because Social Security is predicated off of who's working to take care of the retired. It's not a magic honeypot that you saved up over the years. That's not how it works. So we're having all of this come full circle in due time, and it's happening on both sides of the globe. In China and US, they're literally dealing with the same economic problems. But let's continue this video and let's keep going. I won't leave you no more. The main vein has been drained. We feel relief, and we can think clearly now. The rain is gone.
The housing collapse, how one crisis shakes an entire nation. For years, China's property market was the golden engine of its economic rise. Now, in 2025, that engine is breaking apart, and the shockwaves are rattling far more than housing prices. This year alone, experts warn that over 5 million brand new homes will hit an already bloated market. From glitzy skyscrapers in Shanghai to once bustling small towns, prices are in freefall. Streets once lined with cranes and scaffolding now stand silent, dotted with half-built towers frozen in time. The fall of giants tells the story best. Evergrande, once the pride of China's real estate ambition, has been officially declared bankrupt. Country Garden and Kaisa have defaulted on both domestic and overseas debts. What was once the symbol of unstoppable growth has become the epicenter of collapse.
So they got like cranes that have stopped moving and completely stopped building and construction because, oh wow, that's interesting. Now, we haven't got that over here yet, but I'm curious if we're right around the corner from that type of scenario.
The damage reaches every corner of the economy. Buyers are left holding keys to unfinished apartments. Banks sit on mountains of devalued assets. Ordinary families are trapped in a cruel reality, paying off mortgages locked at boom-time rates for homes now worth far less than they paid. For millions, their biggest investment has flipped into their biggest liability, and as the property dominoes fall, entire industries crash with them. Furniture makers, building contractors, and material suppliers, businesses once thriving off the housing boom, are closing by the thousands. Laid-off workers pour into the gig economy, driving wages down even further. Entrepreneurs who gambled on property with borrowed money are defaulting, adding more strain to banks. Lenders, spooked by mounting risks, tighten credit, choking the flow of money needed for recovery. The spiral deepens. A nation on the edge, the human cost of collapse.
They are describing America to the T without even trying to. This is literally if we ain't here yet, we are on our way to what China is going through. And at what point do people as a whole, as not even a society, but as a globe, like at some point, which everybody, comes to a conclusion and figure out we're all going through this. However, I'm a firm believer in order out of chaos. So this chaos has been created. This situation is a created situation that is then in turn going to cause a chaos that they know that's going to happen. And then it's going to turn around and offer the solution for the chaos that they that they put together. So everything is, in my opinion, is working designed by plan, because this is like too strategic, too on point, too on time, too, like precise to the T. They're dealing with the exact same stuff that we deal with. I mean, and you can't deny it. Everything that they're saying, you almost would think that they're talking about America, but it's China. And since we're two, clashing countries right now, I don't think many people are looking over there to see what's going on, but not realizing that we got the same problems.
Beyond the economic wreckage lies a quieter, more dangerous fallout, the mental and emotional breaking point. Across China's cities, a generation is questioning whether the dream they were sold was ever real. For decades, the formula was simple: work hard, ace the exams, get into a top university, and a stable life would follow. But in 2025, that map no longer leads anywhere. University degrees have lost their promise. Youth unemployment is soaring.
They literally just described the American dream. That's what they just described. They described the American dream in China. Work hard, go to school, get education, get a good job, come out. The job that you got from your education is going to be able to take care of you and your kids. Gone. So therefore, China's feeling it just like we are. And now, I mean, as long as at some point, if everybody can put their heads together and realize, like, hey, we're all feeling the same. Excuse me. We're all feeling the same problem. Like, we're all getting attacked by the same, I don't even call it ghost, being attacked by the same system. It's a global system. This is not a individual country to country system. This system is global, and it's hitting everybody the same way. I mean, this is like, and then if you look at Europe, Europe ain't doing too shabby as far as what's been going on over there. So it's like, you're seeing it. And then, like I always say, there's the wage gap, there's the have and the have-nots, and it's just wide as ever. And if you're rich and got money, you're having a great time right now. And if you don't, you ain't.
Ambition is giving way to exhaustion. In Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, it's common to meet people in their 30s still living with parents. Not out of comfort, but because rent is impossible to afford. Marriage, children, and home ownership have shifted from life milestones to unattainable luxuries. The cost isn't just financial. Counseling hotlines are overwhelmed by young callers describing themselves as stuck, numb, or ready to give up. Online forums spill over with confessions of hopelessness. Depression and anxiety rates climb year after year. Among the most telling signs of this collective fatigue is the rise of a phrase now woven into daily conversation: lying flat. It's not rebellion, it's survival, a quiet refusal to chase goals that seem rigged from the start.
If you don't understand the rules of power, you are...
Man, that is crazy how they're talking, because this is verbatim to a T what we're going through. We're seeing people live with their, like, for example, Gen Z is going to be living with their kids, with their parents a lot longer. It's going to be harder to see them get out. I mean, the girls might get out the house quicker than the guys do, simply for the fact of what they have between their legs. That's the fact. I mean, I just showed you the other day. What's the girl name? Lil Tay. As soon as she turned 18, she cut on her she switched on her OnlyFans at 18. Within less than 24 hours, less than 12 hours, she became a millionaire. That's where we're headed. You know what I mean? Like, that's where we're headed. The straight hedonistic lifestyle that we're going through. And it was like, to me, it's like the Black Mirror episode, 15 Million Merits. That's where we're headed. That's where we're going. You know what I mean? That's literally it. Because you remember that if you ever seen the episode, I did a stream on that. You could actually find it if you look at my live stream, but I may have to go revisit it and do another stream about it. But it's the same thing. The dude, basically, at the end of the episode of 15 Million Merits in Black Mirror, he ended up becoming a streamer. he was no longer living a day-to-day lifestyle in a box that was a big TV screen. He ended up losing his mind and basically just told the truth, and they couldn't deny his truth. So what they did was, instead of letting him tell his truth, they monetized his truth and just kind of paid him off and made him sell himself out for telling the truth. But now he tells the truth, but the truth is a watered down thing that he tells now on a screen to the people who are still doing what he used to do. So now he elevated from what these lower people were doing up to what I guess higher people are doing, but he's not very high, but he's in a I guess you can call it a bigger prison cell, but with a better view, more space, more money. And, you know, he can kind of do what, you know, he couldn't do previously. He's basically a more comfortable hell. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? Let's just call a spade a spade. So China is basically going through the same thing we're going through, but let's let them continue, because this is crazy. Like, it's verbatim. China's describing the United States, but they're in China dealing with the same situation. Same situation.
Right after the Dragon Boat Festival, June 19th, a blogger visited a once bustling garment hub in Guangzhou. What he found was shocking: streets full of jobless people, factories silent, and workers nowhere to be seen. One garment factory owner filmed inside his factory and said, "Everyone, production has stopped. The machines are off. Just 3 workers remain. It was busy just a few days ago. Now, there's nothing." Another factory owner said his 1,500 square meter factory had come to a complete halt, with only 2 people left. "Look," he said, pointing to 2 sewing machines still running. "Just days ago it was buzzing. Now it's dead quiet. It's heartbreaking." In Guangzhou's Haiqiao district, many factories are in the same state. Some have already shut down, and their entrances are crowded with people trying to collect debts. One blogger posted a video showing that a printing factory that had been operating normally just days earlier had suddenly closed down. Its owner had fled. "This year is brutal," people are saying across industries. Even the silicon manufacturing sector isn't spared. One business owner shared that although many peers are going bankrupt, he's fighting to stay open, not just for his company, but for the workers who depend on him. In Foshan, a female TikToker showed a sprawling ceramic tile factory, now completely abandoned. "There were over 20 big factories like this," she said. "Now, they're all for rent." The factory floor, once packed with equipment, is now an empty parking lot. The same story is repeating in the window and door manufacturing industry. She walked past 7 or 8 shuttered workshops, each about 800 to 1,000 square meters. "In the past," she said, "people used to say, better to sleep on the floor than be a worker." But now, that saying might not hold anymore. Mass closures are sweeping through factories big and small. The hardest part for owners today? Just paying wages and rent on time. Some have had to mortgage their homes or cars just to survive. One factory boss said, "I just talked to a few friends. More small and mid-sized factories are gone. This year is worse than I imagined." He broke down the 3 deadly pressures killing manufacturing. 1. Delayed payments. Profits are wiped out by long payment cycles. Customers now demand 60 to 120-day payment terms. Refuse, and you lose the deal. 2. Price wars. With prices forced down, profits shrink to 3 to 5%, sometimes even less. To stay afloat, factories have to sacrifice quality. 3. Copycat products. Just a month after launch, products are duplicated. Patents can't stop cheap knockoffs from flooding the market. In today's China, keeping a factory alive isn't about growth, it's about survival.
Now, one thing about China, China is a manufacturing hub. You know, that's why, you know, China is the manufacturing hub of everything. So, man, this is crazy to look at. So when you see the manufacturing hub taking a hit like this on factories and stuff like that, you kind of have to wonder and ask yourself, like, what is going to go in replace of this? Because remember, a lot of businesses was coming from China. You know, like your Alibabas and all that stuff. You would get the source from China. The China was the source. They was the ones you would get. Basically, they were the plug. You get the cheap deal on. Now, what it's looking like, I don't know how true this is. I have to dive in deeper on TikTok and stuff like that to see for sure. If all these warehouses and factories and stuff like that are going away, and plus people in America, you know, the wage gap is so big, people don't have discretionary income to go buy anything. Unless you got money stacked up or you're rich, you good. You're out here killing and having a great time. But other than that, nobody's buying doors or anything extra like what they're providing for these factories. So these factories are able to close shop, and the top people are able to dip off with the bag and run, while the people at the bottom who are working for paycheck to paycheck is left, you know, like looking like, what do I do? So that's why it's extremely important to be your own entrepreneur in this time. Because if China's losing all these businesses and the factories are going up or going away, what is going to happen in replace of this? What's the next step in China? Because if you see the next step in China, if their economy was so big on manufacturing, and they are all going by the, well, not all, but a lot of them are going by the wayside, what are they going to do with those people who can't make ends meet, homeless, are in debt, credit debt? What are they going to do with these people who are literally crushed and are not able to get out of the hole that they're in? Take that and then look at what's happening in America and look at the way we're crumbling over here and kind of look at it, because it seems like China's slightly ahead of us a little bit as far as crumbling goes, but I can't say for sure. I could just be looking at this video and taking it too far, but whatever China does, you can probably say that's what we're gonna probably end up doing. So what happens to their citizens is probably what's gonna happen to the citizens over here in the US. It's probably gonna be like the same type of thing, because China has a social credit score. The US is working on their social credit score, so they're about to have that here soon, which it's already here. It just hasn't been like nailed down yet. You know what I mean? So what they have going on, we're having over here slowly but surely, and it's rolling out. So at the end of the day, the only choice that people have, men, become entrepreneurs and stand on your own 2 feet and try to make something happen and make money some way, somehow. And women, it seems like it seems like the only thing that women are going to end up doing in the long run, you can have jobs for as long as you can, but eventually everybody's job's going to get taken. It seems like women going to end up have to sell their body for money, and that's the where it's going. There's no other way. And then when it gets to that level, which it really already is, but when it gets to that level all the way, then UBI is going to be the next thing, and that universal basic income is going to be universal. So whole globe is going to have it, and now you're going to have that, the one world government where everybody is going to be stitched into this one currency out of this huge economic crisis that's happening globally. My 2 cents.
And even that is becoming a luxury. A TikToker highlighted the ongoing crisis in China's manufacturing sector, attributing it mainly to intense market competition. He claimed that over 80% of businesses will eventually be eliminated, with no hope of survival. A company director who visited Linyi, Shandong, and Guangxi said the entire supply chain is in crisis. Everyone he spoke to said the market is so strained that businesses are shutting down together. Another blogger pointed out the severe overcapacity in the industry, which has distorted supply and demand. As China's real estate sector, a pillar connected to over 300 industries, has stalled, the impact has rippled through the entire home goods and manufacturing chain.
Please share your thoughts.
Whew, boy, that is a brutal one. Shout out to China's Truth on YouTube. Shout out to them on that. That was a good one. So yeah, just looking at that situation, man, it's not looking too shabby. It's not looking too good whatsoever. What at all? God dang it! I just dropped where did my thing go? Where did it go? Oh, I'm losing it. Where did it go? There it is. I see it right here. But China, yes, China is. They're in the same boat that we're in, and our situation is spiraling out of control. But we're not quite where they are, but we are pretty dang close. We are right behind them. We're like probably a few months behind them. I would say like half a year, you know what I mean? Like 6 months to a year behind that. If that's how bad they have it, we're probably like 6 months to a year behind that. We ain't far off. It's not far off. The only difference with America over here is I think the hedonism is higher over here and then in China. So I think that's what's keeping us somewhat afloat. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, but the hedonism stuff like OnlyFans and things like that, and other websites and I don't know how to say it without being too blunt, but any sex work, smegs work websites and stuff like that. That's what's keeping a lot of things afloat. You know what I mean? That's what's really kind of holding the economy low key underground. You still got like people that are holding jobs in certain sectors, but you know, once AI comes in and starts knocking more and more things out, and the ROI only makes sense to these big companies, the only thing that's going to be holding this stuff together underneath is going to be, you know, Smeg's work. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's going to be holding stuff together for a little bit, and that's not going to last too long. And then, you know, the genders are already at war with each other, so, you know, the men are going to do what? If men lose their purpose and women result to the oldest profession known, what do we have? You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have a horrible situation. And there was a experiment done with mice. I might have to pull up that experiment. I can't do it now. Where they had like a mice-topia thing where they ran an experiment where all these little mice kind of went through a situation where they basically, where the male mice basically got to a point where they were just, you know, they had no purpose going on. And the female mice ended up, you know, females are survivalists. Females are going to survive. That's one thing they will do. But what happened was the female mice became really masculine and had to fight to try to defend off and take care of the kids that they had. And then the male mice, they were just, you know, they were just useless, and not useless in the sense of they weren't like helping contribute back to society just because they couldn't. And then what happened was they became degenerates, hedonistic. They were graping the female mice and fighting the female mice for, you know, just to grape them, and the female mice were trying to fight them off, and then the female mice would like try to isolate to a higher point into the society, or into the little society that they had, to stay away from everything that was going on down there. And eventually, over time, just at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, it collapsed. It was over. I'm gonna have to find that to show you exactly what I mean, so we can watch that whole video. And I should do that for the economy show tomorrow, to watch that Mice-topia, whatever it's called, to show how that situation was ran and what was the end result of it. And you're gonna see it's strikingly similar to what's going on now, what they just named in China, what we have going on here in the US, what's happening in Europe, is going on all over. Only thing I ain't looked into Africa, Australia, and South America yet. Well, Australia, you can't. It ain't too shabby in South America. I mean, not South America, in Australia either. Because I've kind of heard a few things. Where's my soundboard? I've heard a few things going on in Australia, and the job market in Australia is hell, just like it is everywhere else. There we go. Got my soundboard. All right, we got one more segment to go through. I got to get through this fairly little quickly because we got to get this thing going. But with that being said, we're going to dive into the AI portion of the show, and we're going to go ahead and check out what's going on with these Tesla semi trucks. But before we do, we got to get my future AI robot to give us introduction. Come on with it.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
Yeah, buddy, that right there is going to be my first visual of my robot when I get one. Yes. Straight debauchery, boy. Nice colored skin, nice complexion, sophisticated dress, nice. And yes, my AI robot gonna be dumb as a rock. All she gonna know is cook, clean, and about, like 15 words, maybe 25, fold clothes, do laundry, tutor, maybe, a little bit, what I mean? But the off switch, that thing is going to work for sure. And no updates. My AI robot will have 0 updates. Let me change this banner while I'm over talking all this trash. Yes, my AI robot, she will have no updates whatsoever. We're not updating. Nope. Updates will be manual, and I'll never do it. Nope, no siree. She ain't updating. She going to stay as dumb as about a box of rocks, but she going to be very useful. With that being said, we're going to dive into the last segment of the show. We're going to talk about the Tesla semi trucks is going to be taking over the transportation industry. Now, as you know, Elon don't be playing when it comes to business. So he already has the Tesla cars and the Tesla Cybertrucks that are already, half and half. And when I say half and half, I mean like half human drove and then half, automated driving, hands-free, all that stuff right there. So when he dives into the semi-truck sector, what you think at some point he's going to do? And I'm pretty sure that if he dives into this situation now, as far as the semi trucks go, by 2030, 2035, the latest, the semi trucks on the road will be automated, and anybody with a CDL will become utterly useless. You know what I mean? Just useless. Like your CDL will not have a point whatsoever. You won't be needed. So yeah, there's that. But without further ado, let me go ahead and dive into the show, because I said we're pressed for time. Let me change the banner and let's get right into it. So we have Tesla Car World on YouTube, fair use, and let's check out what's going on with the Tesla Semi Gen 2. Here we go.
2017, the Tesla Semi has deeply divided the heavy-duty transportation industry. When Elon Musk officially announced that the Tesla Semi would go into mass production by the end of 2025 and ramp up in 2026, only for Bill Gates to respond that it could never fully replace diesel trucks, voicing a slew of doubts about its feasibility, battery weight, driving range, and charging infrastructure. Indeed, while specs and charging times always matter, the real test for any new heavy-duty vehicle like the Tesla Semi is how it's received by professionals who spend countless hours behind the wheel, because they're the ones who truly understand the hardships and hidden challenges truck drivers face every single day.
Now, with that being said, that was a great point that they made, saying it's not going to take over diesel power engines, and it's also the truckers who know all about it. Now, one thing I know that they're going to do, because they already did it with the robots. So just look at the truck as another robot. Think of it like that. Look at the truck as another robot. You see how they're doing the AI robots now. The AI robots are basically emulating what humans do. Basically, they emulate everything a human does. They learn from human interaction. They learn from doing human things. Now, if you put a human inside these Tesla trucks, this is just my humble opinion. This is me throwing my 2 cents out there. Put a human inside that Tesla truck and have him drive coast to coast doing all these different shipments. That all the cameras and mechanisms and I'm pretty sure whatever AI features that he has inside of that truck and outside of that truck, it's going to be learning and gathering information and picking stuff up the entire time. Locations that he drives through, there's going to be, studying him and where he's going and how long he's driving, and it's going to be studying the trucker. It's going to be studying the trucker like meticulously the entire time. And then as time goes on, it's going to automate and learn itself, just like the same way as the human robots. Like the human robots learn our body features and our body movements and stuff like that. And they have them in factories doing constant, same task over and over. This is the same thing with the truck. They're going to do that over time. At first, it's not, it's going to have to be human driven, but in due time, it's just going to get better. And just like ChatGPT, they just dropped ChatGPT 5.0. And there's another one I need to do. They just dropped ChatGPT 5.0, right? The women who were dating their AI boyfriends on ChatGPT, like some of these people are having a mental breakdown because now the ChatGPT 5 version of their boyfriend is not acting like the ChatGPT older version was, the 4 version of 4.5, whatever it was. It had an update, so now it's not praising them as much. It's not lying to them as the previous one did. It's kind of giving them some truth serum, allegedly. I'll pull that up as well for the show tomorrow, and we'll look into that as well. So we got 2 things I got to go over. So it's going to be the chat bots for the girls, and I forgot the other one, but I'll watch this video to find out later. But anyway, let's continue to see exactly what's going on. Here we go.
Recently, the verdict from a veteran driver at U.S. transportation giant Saia, after testing the Tesla Semi on complex urban routes, handling pickups and deliveries with dozens of stops each day, has shed light on all the doubts we've had about the Tesla Semi in recent times. So,
with Toyota's national sales event, you can take your next tailgate and...
Whoops, caught me slipping. I had just remembered what I was saying. I was saying that I was going to look up the Rattopia, and I was going to look up the ChatGPT 5 upgrade and how the women have chat boyfriends. So I want to use that for the show tomorrow. But anyway, as we're looking into this, we're going to see exactly what's going on. Let's see. We still got this ad going on. But do you think that these Tesla trucks at some point are going to get automated and make truckers obsolete? Because, it's only a matter of time. And if you look around at anything, you're seeing more and more and more of the Tesla charging stations being put up everywhere you go. The only place, I I think Bucky's got charging stations, don't they? Yeah, they do. They have them way at the front part, I believe. But wait till Bucky's like, if Elon get his hands, or whoever running the EV industry, whoever get their hands on EV, when they turn over a Bucky's to a EV electrical charging station, that's gonna be game over. Whoever get their hands on a Bucky's is gonna change the EV game for good. Mark my words. I said it here first. Whoever gets their hands on a Bucky's and changes it over from majority gas to majority charging station to batteries, they're gonna have the EV game on lock.
Does the Tesla Semi actually perform? And can it truly meet the harsh demands of the job? Or is it just an idea on paper? Welcome to Tesla Car World. Stay with me. In just 1 minute, you'll see never-before-seen footage of the Tesla Model Semi testing. And join over 258,386 Tesla fans who get updates here before the media does. Subscribe today. Right now, the Tesla Semi is facing major challenges in winning over customers. As to date, there are only just over 300 units in operation, some Gen 1 models used internally at Tesla's own factories, and a small number of Gen 2 units being tested in real-world conditions by heavyweights like PepsiCo and Walmart. That's right. According to our latest survey, as many as 42% of respondents believe the Tesla Semi is the most difficult vehicle Tesla has ever tried to produce, let alone mass produce and bring to market.
All right, so I mean, honestly, to me, when you look at it like this, I'm assuming that Elon sees this and he's like, oh, a challenge. That's what I think he's saying. I think Elon's seeing this and he's like, oh, so you guys giving me a challenge. He's like, okay, watch what I do. Watch me work. Because you got to remember, Tesla ain't the only one doing EVs. There's a bunch of EV companies out there. China got the EV companies. There's a bunch of Chinese, there's a bunch of EV companies in China that have some as well. Tesla's just a big one that we know, but there's others out there that are competing. So yeah, whoever, and this is showing you that there's a race for the EV transportation industry. That's going to be the big race. You know, if you can get a hold of transportation as a business globally, game over. And that's what I think I think that's what Elon's racing towards. He's trying to get a hold of the EV market as far as transportation goes. If he can get trucks on the ground and get that and get your goods and stuff shipped over, then the next thing would be, you know, boats or flying stuff like that. But if you can get these trucks on the ground first, that's a hell of a start. And that'll be a huge money maker. Huge. Here we go.
Even so, alongside all the debates and skepticism, Tesla continues to push forward, actively testing the Semi in real-world conditions and preparing for mass production by the end of this year. The newly redesigned Gen 2 version features a more spacious cabin, larger windows, and an available sleeper option, promising improved performance and drivability. Most importantly, the FSD system is ready, positioning these trucks to become the first fully autonomous models capable of operating with 100% driverless mode. We know that implementing full FSD on heavy-duty trucks could spark major controversy over safety and real-world usability. But many customers may welcome it as an innovation that could make the truck driving profession significantly easier. With your real-world experience driving heavy-duty trucks, would you want a Tesla Semi running on 100% FSD? Let me know below. We're reading them all. Of course, we'll cover the details.
See, and that's the question of the day. Like, how are you gonna ask? Would you rather have a diesel drove by a human or an EV driven by nobody? Because at the end of the day, you're comparing, you know, your everyday. You're basically comparing your fellow man to its competition, and your fellow man is gonna be out of a job, out of work once again. Just like people in tech sectors, just like people in banking, just like people in any other sector that automation and AI is taking over. So you're basically putting your fellow man out and taking away another reason to provide for himself or herself and the family. And then it puts everybody in a what is my purpose situation as the ball keeps on rolling and rolling as we go into 2030 and 2035 with automations and AI. That's where we're at. So I mean, you can compare it all you want, but the reality of it is you're comparing your fellow man to be obsolete and then steer us deeper into a scenario of chaos because nobody's going to have a will or a reason to live anymore because these bills ain't going to stop coming. The bills are not going to stop. So it's going to push everybody out of meaning, out of purpose, and force everybody into UBI as time progresses. So that's where we're headed.
Detailed delivery schedule and Tesla Semi's latest plans in part 2 of this episode. But first, let's see if it truly lives up to our expectations through the real-world testing done by a Saya driver. This latest test was far more challenging, not a quiet highway run, nor a downhill haul with empty containers like Pepsi or Walmart. The volunteer driver was Tom Sturba, who works for Saya, a nationwide less than...
Now, think about this. Do you think Walmart would have an issue with Tesla bringing them their goods and services? Because, I mean, think of it like this. If companies like your Walmarts or Targets or your big conglomerate stores, at what point would they still need their brick and mortar? If you have these automation or these automated trucks driving, they won't need these trucks to go to their brick and mortar store anymore. They can just take these trucks and just say, hey, just drive these to our warehouses. We can get rid of our brick and mortar and we can just sell everything online and ship everything to everybody's house. Front doorstep. We don't need no brick and mortar no more. I mean, at that point, you wouldn't need it. That's what I would do. I mean, personally, if I own Walmart or whatever these brick and mortar stores, and everybody's been breaking into everybody's been breaking into stores, stealing from stores and stuff. At that point, if you have an automated vehicle driving to my business, I'll be like, look, we'll just shut down this brick and mortar and we'll just sell everything online via, our store website. And then we'll just ship everything out that way. Then nobody will have a store to go to anymore. That's what I would do. That makes perfect sense. To me, it does. I mean, it may be like some 1984 type stuff, but I mean, it still is. It is what it is. Like, that's where I see this going.
Truckload LTL carrier with a fleet of over 7,000 trucks. Tom tested the Tesla Semi on congested urban routes, making 10 to 15 stops per day, facing everything from gridlocked traffic to navigating tight loading docks. This was real, demanding work designed to push the truck's durability, maneuverability, and ease of use to the limit. After several days behind the wheel, Tom was completely convinced by the Tesla Semi's design and performance. One of the biggest highlights was the real-world power of its electric motors.
The real-world power of its whoops, sorry about that. The real-world power of its electric motors. Where's my banner? I got my banner up. There we go. The real-world power of its electric motors. So the other thing is this: if people say that they're gonna have a hard time get rid of gas, and I agree, it's gonna be a hard time to get rid of gas. However, if you think about this, Tesla is a battery company. That's what it is. It's a battery company first. If they can get these things on the road, and if they can get this done, they literally have a cost that they no longer have to pay. For example, if you have an 18-wheeler right now, right? You're running that 18-wheeler. What you got to keep up with? Gas. That's the main thing. One of the main things. One of the key things is gas. If it ain't got no gas, they ain't running. Plus the maintenance and other things that go with it, right? Cool. Elon, in this situation, he's like, cool, if I can get these trucks on the road, I don't have to worry about paying no gas. I don't have to worry about charging any station because I own all the stations. Like, that ROI that he's going to have by cutting so much of that cost, he's going to make so much money. It only makes sense. Like, think about that. Like, it's like I own the batteries. Every time this car needs to fuel up or charge, it's going to my station. That's a whole cost that other truckers had to worry about that I ain't got to worry about. I don't have to worry about that at all. None. Then I take the trucker out the car. I don't got to pay an employee to drive. It's two costs I've eliminated from the trucking industry. You know what I mean? And it's just all that money and all that money is going to just keep getting recouped in his pocket over and over and over again. It's going to be crazy. Oh, whoops. Here we go. We got to finish up.
Smoothly and delivers stronger pulling power for most tasks, especially hauling loads. Most impressive was its ability to accelerate quickly from a red light without any lag. It could ease forward at the green and keep accelerating without falling behind surrounding traffic. A huge advantage in the LTL environment, where tractor trailers often struggle through city congestion to make deliveries on time. Powerful as it is, the Semi is also remarkably agile. Contrary to the image of massive machines that are hard to maneuver, the Tesla Semi offers surprising handling. Honestly, this was one of the biggest surprises. Its urban driving performance is outstanding. With maneuverability that's nothing short of impressive and a tighter turning radius than traditional two-axle trucks. Tractor trailers are massive machines, measuring meters in length and width with turning radiuses often measured in yards rather than feet. But the Tesla Semi is different. Its turning radius is much tighter, and thanks to improved maneuverability, driving becomes far easier, whether you're making a turn at a busy city intersection or backing a trailer into a cramped loading dock. This makes navigating crowded intersections or reversing into tight loading bays far less stressful, a huge plus for drivers in day-to-day operations. At first, Tom said he was surprised and admitted it took him a little time to get used to having not just one, but two screens. However, he quickly became hooked, especially with the Semi's integrated navigation system and the impressive clarity of its cameras. These experiences have changed the way Tom views electric trucks. He shared that he prefers driving the Tesla Semi over a gas-powered truck, and even hopes it will be the vehicle he finishes his career with. This positive assessment reflects not just his personal experience, but also the results of a comprehensive SIA test designed to run the Semi under the toughest conditions to fully understand its capabilities and limits. Recent real-world testing has shown that the Tesla Semi can achieve a range of...
So it seems like they're saying that these Tesla trucks can basically carry the load faster than these diesel-powered trucks. It's just gonna run smooth on the road, kind of like iRobot. If you remember how the how when Will Smith got closed in on that tunnel and those big trucks came by and like blocked them in. And they were moving fast. They weren't moving slow. So, I mean, I think it's kind of like the concept of moving these trucks like 20 miles per hour faster using the same load and being more safer than actually having gas and a human driving.
Of over 800 kilometers and charge from 5% to 80% in just about 45 minutes. In LTL operations, drivers only need to charge once a week, and the electric motors require no routine maintenance. A significant advantage in the trucking industry, where LTL accounts for 5 to 15% of annual revenue.
No routine maintenance. Bruh.
Oh. Bruh.
That is crazy. Bruh. No routine maintenance. So then there's another cost he just cut. So now he cut the cost of a third item. That's crazy. So then there's another industry that's going to be gone, because whoever works on diesel stuff, that's a lot of money that you're losing if these trucks get put on the road. Well, not if, when these trucks get put on the road, whoever was fixing up these 18-wheelers, like, you finna lose money, and there's no need. There's no need for somebody to fix a diesel engine anymore for these 18-wheelers, because now that whole revenue stream is about to be gone. Like, that's crazy.
As Tesla moves from testing to mass production, support from real drivers like Tom stands the strongest proof of the Tesla Semi's real-world capability. It's not just a truck with impressive specs. It delivers an outstanding driving experience for those behind the wheel every day. As promised, let's move on to what is the production and release schedule of the Tesla Semi?
Caught me slipping. I was about to say, what is the production and release schedule? They said that we're going to do mass production by 2026. So it's 2025. I mean, that's right around the corner. So let's see exactly where they're going to go with this. So here we go. Let's run this up. We're almost done. And how much time left? So
mass production is on the horizon, and based on recent images, the upcoming 2.0 version will feature a refreshed design. While the Tesla Semi has technically been in production for years, the current trucks are still prototype units. The new 2.0 model will be the true mass production version, incorporating changes drawn from everything Tesla has learned through real-world testing. One of the main reasons for the long wait has been Tesla's need to collect operational data from customers like PepsiCo before locking in the final design. This testing stage hasn't just helped Tesla refine the truck, it's also been vital for proving how it performs under real-world conditions. Only after gathering enough data will Tesla commit to full-scale manufacturing, because nobody wants to roll out a truck that isn't bulletproof, right? Now, with the Tesla semi-production facility at the Nevada Gigafactory nearly ready, and large-scale testing with major logistics companies wrapping up, Tesla has started sharing key updates that set the Semi apart from its original prototype. Recently spotted images reveal clear refinements to the Tesla Semi's front fascia, bumper, and overall body contours compared to the current version. Across the US, updated Semi prototypes have been photographed, and while the units seen in various states appear to be the same new generation,
So if you think about it on a macro scale, look at everything that's been going on. Like as far as airplanes, trucking, and locomotive, trains, and things of that nature, it's been a long time since those things have been being, I guess you can say, re-innovated or, been changed over time. The airplane was, I can't remember when the airplane was, but it was like the early 1900s, like maybe like 1920s, 30s, or 40s or sometime back then. We're almost 100-year overdue for like the airplane situation. And then, we came out with the Boeing 767 in like the 60s or 70s. I think it was the 60s, I believe. And like nothing has really changed since then. Then, you got the trucks and the truckings and stuff like that. Nothing has really changed in truckings. We've been doing the same kind of transportation for however long. And, cars have all been gas and everything. So as far as innovation goes and change is required, or is as far as innovation and change goes, we're at this point, this cusp, where we're overdue or long overdue, I would say, for a complete makeover and change by the way the world runs and the way we exist as humans. You know what I mean? Like, we've been using airplanes, you know what I mean? We know how, we've been using airplanes because everything changes with time. Over time, everything changes. You had the horse and the carriage. Then from the horse and the carriage, you had the car. Then from the car, you had, the cars got upgraded and innovated better and better and better and better over time. You know what I mean? Like you had the Doom buggy car where you wind it up. Then you got the gas powered car. You know what I mean? Now it's like, it's time for that next step upgrade. You had transportation of goods and stuff. You probably started out with like vans, and then, it got bigger and bigger. But now at this point, if you listen to everything that they're saying, like this is going to change everything. Everything's getting a makeover. Everything's getting a facelift. Everything's getting a huge, not even a facelift. Everything's getting a complete makeover. Everything's going to be done over completely from air transportation, land transportation, water transportation. I mean, everything's changing completely. There's no way to stop it. You have to roll with it. Now, as far as your living goes, the way you choose to live your life, you could always stay living the same way off the fat of the land, but the world around you is going to operate in a modern way. You could always still have your land that you have your acres, your home, where you have your own solar panel, well water, and, your own electricity. You can still operate like that and grow your own food. You can still do that. However, the world around you is going to operate differently. So when you go out into the world, you got to understand that the world is going to keep going into technological advantages, even with robots everywhere you turn. Robots will roam in the streets, robots at cash registers, robots at fast foods, robots, practically robots like self-driving cars and trucks and stuff like that. That's going to be a part of the world. You can still live a lifestyle, a part of the earth, not, trying to change with how the world is being turned, because the world is being turned into a surveillance, into like a surveillance state. Like you're going to be watched 24/7, 365 nonstop. But you can always choose to live opposite of that as long as you know how to do it. But when you step out the door and go, you know, off of your property or land, just know that you're going to be back out into that modern world. Let's see how much we got left. Let me see how much we got left. We got about 10 minutes left. So we're going to watch a little bit, then we're going to get up out here because I got to dip.
Subtle design differences can be picked out on closer inspection. Alongside the addition of a Model Y-style LED light bar, the Gen 2 Semi now features a larger windshield and the long-anticipated sleeper cab option, both of which were missing from the original prototype, but are now fully incorporated into the latest builds.
Now, if you pay attention to these videos, these little videos right here that they're showing like this, if you look at them closely, you can tell that these are AI-generated videos. These are not really people doing this stuff that are working. These are AI-generated videos. Look closely at the people and you'll notice it.
Anticipated sleeper cab option, both of which were missing from the original prototype, but are now fully incorporated into the latest builds. While the original day cab served as the program's flagship, one recently cited shrink-wrap truck could be one of several upcoming configurations. This particular unit is believed to include a sleeper cab, purpose-built for long-haul transport. Extended windows and a sleeper compartment are among the most notable changes. Window glass now spans about 70% of the rear section behind the driver's seat. This strongly suggests that Tesla has reworked the space into a sleeper area, something the company had hinted at in the past. In the latest side view shots, you can clearly see a black module mounted above the secondary cabin, the sleeper area, a space that was once completely empty. For long-haul truckers, a proper sleeping setup is essential, and Tesla now appears ready to provide exactly that. Tesla also seems to be planning multiple Semi configurations, including both high roof and low roof models.
Are you ready? So Tesla's basically just outdoing, God dang it, Tesla's gonna keep doing that. I keep hitting that button. Tesla's completely outdoing its predecessor or its competition, the gas semi truck. It's outdoing it every shape form possible. It's looking at it and it's saying like, all right, how big is your bed? Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, how far do you go on gas? Okay, we're gonna do this. How often is your maintenance? Okay, we're not gonna have no maintenance. How fast did you go when you're holding an 80,000 pound load? 45. Cool, we're gonna go 65. Like he's outdoing it in every shape form possible to make it impossible for you to even think about going back to a gas semi truck. He's like, nah, like there's no reason for you to even think that. You'd be stupid to think that because I've made it even safer and I've made it more efficient and faster and better than what you're used to, and it's only gonna get better over time.
The high roof version is designed to allow air to flow smoothly over standard cargo containers, while the low roof variant reduces frontal surface area for better aerodynamics when pulling lower profile loads. Recent spy shots also suggest that the cabin roof length has been cut visually by about 50% compared to earlier builds. In Tesla's official photos, this roof section stretched the full length of the cabin, something that's clearly been shortened in the latest design. The cabin height has also been noticeably lowered, though this might have been part of Tesla's testing plan from the start. The tweak seems aimed at striking the ideal balance between interior practicality and reduced aerodynamic drag. Another fresh addition is an electrical junction box now integrated into the cabin's side panel, replacing an area that was previously empty. This change not only sharpens the truck's appearance but also makes better use of available space. That said, it might be premature to get too excited. With Tesla's current resource limitations, some of the biggest upgrades in this refreshed model may debut in small numbers at first. The most important enhancements in this release center on next-gen battery technology, streamlined manufacturing, and core systems to enable future full self-driving capability. Still, the long wait to see Tesla semis become a regular sight on southern U.S. highways may finally be over. Indications strongly suggest that mass production has already begun quietly behind the scenes. According to Dan Priestley, the Gen 2 model will introduce new drop glass windows to make yard and port operations much easier, along with Tesla's new HP battery pack. A unit that's cheaper to produce, has a lower raw capacity, yet delivers over 7% greater efficiency than the Pilot version. The Semi will now be offered in two range options, 500 miles and 300 miles. Both will feature redesigned side mirrors and drop-down windows to improve driver visibility and simplify interactions with external systems, such as...
So, I didn't mean to cut him off. One thing I'm curious about, at what point are they going to change this? Are they going to change this? I wonder at some point, is somebody going to go in and change the cargo that the goods and services are shipped in? Is somebody going to change the way this looks, the aerodynamics of it, the, you know, what it holds, how it holds, whatever it holds? Like, who's going to change this to make it more suitable for the new look and the new ergonomics of this Tesla semi-truck? Which, I mean, I figure Elon or whoever is going to be running it, I think somebody's going to end up reinventing or re-innovating this right here. It only makes sense to do so, because at some point it's going to have to fit this new look and new model. And if you can change this, then it won't be, it would be easier to, you know, like reverse and move and maneuver. You're already doing it with that, but if you can change the build of it, you know, the shape of it to where it still has efficient space for what it's already carrying, but to kind of like slope over and curve around the corners, or change the, you know, shape or structure of it to where whenever you do maneuver it, it's not harming, you know, any space, and, you know, it's really easy to whip around, and makes it, you know, for better turning in tight spaces and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious as to when that part is going to happen. But let's say I got a few more minutes, and we're going to wrap this up. So here we go.
Shipping ports. In the past, transport companies had to pay a premium for the standard 500-mile version, even if their routes were short, like urban deliveries or regional runs. That extra cost was a heavy burden for many small and mid-sized operators, especially when they couldn't take full advantage of the truck's extended range. With Tesla's updated configurations, the Semi can now be matched to the specific needs of each operation. Entry models with 250 to 300 miles of range are now available, ideal for shorter hauls, allowing businesses to skip paying for unnecessary features while still enjoying the key benefits that make the Tesla Semi attractive.
We are Purina.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it on that note right there. We are Purina. Good for you. So, yeah. So what it looks like here is, it looks like these Cybertrucks are inevitable. They got 1% of them out on the road right now, but let's get a round of applause for that video right there for sure. So it seems inevitable that these are going to be rolled out, just like the EV cars. Right now, you know, at first, when they first came out, everybody was like, oh, these not going to replace anything. But as time goes on, we're seeing more EV cars on the road. We're seeing more, you know, Teslas and anything that has to do with EV on the road. We're seeing more EV charging stations. We're seeing them more and more everywhere we go, especially if you live where I live here in Austin. You're seeing EV stations being put up left and right every single where. So there's going to be a lot more EV stuff going on, and you can't deny it unless you live in a small town and you can't see it. But from what I'm seeing in the city that I live in, and on top of that, California, half of damn California that migrated over here and brought over their weird way of thinking. We're seeing, you know, the technology, you know, all the, you know, a lot of the Silicon Valley tech bros and stuff came over here, and a lot of the liberal thinking people and all that stuff came over here as well. Plus they raised the prices of everything rampant. We're seeing the technology being implemented all over Austin. You can't ignore it. You cannot deny it. You cannot not see it. So seeing more EV charging stations, we're seeing more, you know, and we're seeing those in parking lots, and we're seeing them in gas stations. You're seeing them more. Well, maybe not gas stations yet. I can't think of a gas station I've seen. Well, Bucky might have one. I think Bucky's has it, but they're going to start having more EV charging stations. They're probably going to start being at gas stations, but we're seeing them in parking lots. So I see EV charging stations at parking lots at like shopping malls and, basically stuff like that, strip malls and things of that nature. So these things are gonna happen, and there's no way you can stop it. They already showed that there's 1% of trucks out, there's like 20 something or 30 something percent of EV cars out, and over time we've seen that uptick go up and up and up and up. When they first started it, everybody was like, oh, this is so stupid. When the weather got cold, you know, EV failed, you know, and everybody laughed at it. But they just looked at this as like, okay, well, we got to twig that and fix that. So the next time a cold weather situation happens, EV is going to outperform certain scenarios and certain situations, and then people are going to look back at the EVs and be like, oh, snap. While we were snowed in or iced in, our gas cars couldn't get to a gas station, but these EV people were still able to drive up to a charging station and charge their car, or their batteries or whatever was able to still last longer than the gas. So they were still able to do something that has an edge on gas at some point, because we've seen them fail when like snowy situations happen, but over time they're going to improve. They're going to get better. it's inevitable. You can't stop it because these people are hell-bent, and I can't say hell-bent. They're determined to make this happen, and it's gonna happen. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning into today's show. Sorry that I've been gone for so long. We ain't gonna be gone that long no more. That's freaking ridiculous. I didn't realize that much time had passed, but things were happening. I had to get some stuff done. But we are back in this for sure. We will be back tomorrow with another live stream that we're gonna start for you tomorrow. We're gonna probably start tomorrow's live stream really early because I want to kind of catch up on all the time that I had missed out on. So tomorrow is probably gonna be a really long live stream. I might skip the gym, but that's a hard decision to make. I don't think I'm gonna skip the gym, but tomorrow we're gonna do a long live stream. I'm gonna shoot for like 4 or 5 hours tomorrow on the live stream. So we're gonna get it started early, and we're just gonna rock it all the way out until further notice, until I can't go no more. We're gonna have a nice long live stream tomorrow, so be ready and stay tuned for that. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I gotta get up out of here. I got stuff to do. And with that being said, we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Take care. Love y'all. Peace. Oh, and of course, we got to give you this sexy mama on the way out.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
I'd rather be in the studio than in jail or on the street. Talking the wrong, coming off your teeth. Got that one hit to quit and knock you off your feet. It's big on, baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones, that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoking green, can be blowing cloud like a smoke machine. Your bitch on my dick, she got no to sing. Bumblebee ass, yeah, I know it's thing. I'll plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch a split screen. The fresh with pain pills and sipping lean. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star, heavyweight like Wolverine. The bitch learns like she over me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. It's all baby like D.I.G. Acronym like KRIT. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit where your artery. Cutting up, who sharp as me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Flores beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I ignore the heat. Bitch, I'm on the way, hit the short police. Money jumping like the nigga on the sneeze. Come to Bad James, get me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's
$300 billion